Today, every man is alone. He's alone with his hopes and his dreams. He's alone with his fears and his decisions. All men are alone, and better for it. Time is a friend to men, and a punishment for women.
When it comes to working hard and being productive, women have a different mindset with that. So living with a girl is counterproductive to you. And then on top of that, right, you're living with her, the mystery is gone. She knows what you do all the time. She sees where you're at. That's when women start to get comfortable when you live with them, because they know that you can't replace them a lot of times. She's your only source of sex. A lot of times when guys move in with their girl, they think, I'm going to save money, I'm going to get laid more. It actually goes down. You get laid less because she knows where you're at all the time, and her mind, right, isn't racing or guessing. I've always said a man's best tool to defeat hypergamy is imagination. I'm not saying you got to go out and fuck another girl, but if she thinks you are, or that you're capable of doing it, that's going to keeps her on her toes, and she's going to stay more attracted to you.
As a culture, we have apparently made progress, but there are still standards that apply only to men and not to women. Unrealistic and downright unpleasant expectations.
There's a lot of people out there that are deeply unhappy. Like, what is the statistic? There was some crazy statistic we read recently about the amount of men who are not in relationships and are not having sex. I think it's like 50%. It's something.
Really? 50%?
Bonkers. Because people are just online. Like, if you have a job, you know that Call of Duty is waiting. And all you have to do is put those headphones on and sit in front of that computer. And now life is exciting.
The greatest mistake was giving women a phone with a camera. No matter how good a single man is to a woman, no matter how attentive he is, he can't compare to the attention she will get on social media.
Social media is out to destroy men. It's no secret that men are visual creatures. And honestly, I see no problem with that. But the algorithms exploit this as a weakness to keep you on their platforms as long as possible. By only filling in your following tab with IG models, you're feeding into the exact system that's making men weak today. My guys, there's nothing wrong with having primal physical attraction to women, but use that primal desire to attract real girls in real life. To become the man that won't accept a girl at face value, and the man that women need to better themselves for. You have the ability to change your own algorithm. So engage with content that will actually serve you. Because at the end of the day, your presence on this earth is to fuel the betterment of society.
I have the impression that a significant portion of the problem is not simply that young men are flawed, but also that most of them soon adopt stereotypes of the ideal. And wherever there is a shortcoming, a weakness in character, or a warning sign, that is it. Women move on. He is no longer even worth their time.
Every man that I've ever been with has treated me like a princess. And when they didn't, I looked at them like, what's happening right now? I don't get it. I know I don't like it. So I'm going to go. You know what I mean? Anything I asked for, any expectation I had, I was just like, this is how it's always happened for me. So why wouldn't it happen now? Unless you're different from everything that I've ever experienced. And if you're different from everything I've ever experienced, then either you're not a good fit, or I'm obviously too good for you, or I just need to hurry up and get to the next guy who's going to give me what I've always been given.
You never see a woman in a long-term committed relationship give this type of advice. Because let's be honest, the women that demand princess treatment are never the ones that reciprocate that same energy. And they leave the second the man makes a mistake.
Women who demand the princess treatment never reciprocate that same energy. Golden words by Emily here. Let's be honest before a young man reaches that stage. Until he is shown to be innocent, there are already biased assumptions about him, such that he may be a predator, an emotional abuser, a weirdo, a creep, clumsy, too soft, too attached, didn't read the signs, a loser, etc. Or, like in this clip, he's supposed to treat a girl like a princess no matter how she treats him. Guys who tried dating had a hurdle to climb. For a chance, they had to overcome a lot of preconceived notions.
So if you didn't know, I'm a sex worker. I do OnlyFans for a living. And I just moved to a new state, so I'm trying to find a place to live. And yesterday, I went to go look at this house, and the guy was like, oh, what do you do for work? And I was like, oh, I do social media. And he was like, that's so cool. And started asking me a bunch of questions about it. Like, oh, do you do brand deals? I was like, yeah, I do brand deals. But after a while, I had to be like, hey, I'm sorry, I don't like talking about my work. He was like, oh, I'm so sorry. Can I ask why? And I'm like, well, it's because I actually do OnlyFans.
If my daughter ever came to me and said that she was doing OnlyFans, I would disown her directly. That's how much I hate these. For $25.99, anyone can dip a peek under there.
Just being a good, hardworking man means nothing to them. You have to check all the boxes before you get the box. And that box isn't special anymore. Her body count is now sky high and not all those victims were clean.
Generally, this is the attitude when it comes to guys who earn less than 100k. And it's to do with social media, and it's to do with the male influencers as well, who promote having to have, $100 million just to get by. And it's just not the reality of things. Most men are out there working extremely hard, contributing to society and building things. I'm very lucky in the sense that I actually get to have a YouTube channel where I can earn a lot of money.
Okay,
If my YouTube channel goes away tomorrow like that, people will watch some other shit.
Yeah.
Doesn't even matter. But these guys, if they stop building the structure tomorrow, all of a sudden we've got half-built structures everywhere. All of a sudden you can't flush your toilet. All of a sudden you can't have electricity. And all of a sudden we can't have protection from the police. These are the people who literally build the world around you. And it's just like, I absolutely detest that notion of people laughing at people who work with their hands.
Life is way better when your world doesn't revolve around women. Quit chasing it. Find what makes you actually happy. The typical chasing tail and willingly locking yourself out of fear of being independent is quite pathetic and not masculine at all. Have actual interests in life. This drive to pair up is a cultural weirdness.
Instagram or a long-term boyfriend? Pick one. Okay, let's see.
Instagram.
Okay.
What?
Instagram.
Instagram? Okay. Instagram? Okay.
Oh, Judeanne's getting red pilled right now.
Okay. What about you?
Probably Instagram.
Detroit.
I probably already knew, but Instagram.
What the fuck?
I would say Instagram. I haven't met or found a man yet that can give me what Instagram has given me. So Instagram.
Whoa, yeah, this is why this show is necessary. Do you see how all these girls are in a relationship with Instagram instead of a real man? They're addicted to attention instead of love.
Actually, yeah. And we wonder why divorce rates are skyrocketing and marriage rates are declining and men are overwhelmingly depressed. It's because of things like this. Somebody replied and said, who raised y'all? The internet? Somebody else said, it's fine, boys. They're weeding out the girls from the women for us. Girls love attention. Women value love. That's wholesome. It's also very real.
Women receive a lot of attention simply for sharing a few hot photos on Instagram, while regular men receive zero attention and are essentially invisible. There has been a lot of effort put into criticizing the unfair standards that are applied to women, but not as much to men. It's as if men just don't matter to society anymore. When things go tough, I see people justifying illogical standards for men.
Women use their Instagram as like their own little attention economy. If she does not reply to your DMs, then you don't follow her. And if you follow her and she doesn't follow you back, that's a big red flag. In addition to that, you do not comment on her photos unless you have piped her or you are within 1 or 2 dates. These girls will like take as much free attention as they can get, bro.
We are deliberately upholding the same chauvinistic norms for males, while feigning an interest in this utopian, imaginary, egalitarian, and prosperous future. It appears that there are still these widely accepted and romanticized ideals for what a handsome man should be. In other words, a guy is devoid of emotions, flaws, and blunders.
Says to men that what attention is to women.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, so would you argue that we cheat on men by having open Instagram accounts while in a relationship?
Wait.
I said, is sex to men what attention is to women? You all said yes. Please don't change it now. So could we argue that we cheat by having open Instagram accounts while in a relationship?
No.
Posting first track,
Wow.
having the men like all the
No, I'm not cheating.
pictures.
No, I'm not cheating. 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 No, I'm not cheating
But today's women just provide their beauty in exchange for what they desire, which is literally every good quality possible in a man. We have a serious issue when the overwhelming majority of young men are held to unrealistic standards by women. It's challenging to have trust in one's abilities right now.
Men are staying single because it's not men that don't feel worthy of love. It's that they don't trust that women are going to give them the love they feel they deserve. There's ulterior motives, conditions, acts of service they have to do in order to be worthy of such love, versus women just have to be women. Because a lot of the times they use their kitty as a bargaining chip, as a prize to be won. Well, when you use that as a tool to bargain with, then it becomes a commodity and it lessens the value for both sexes. So for some, it's far less problematic to just be single. They respect their worth, they just don't feel that a woman respects theirs.
In today's society, more and more men are choosing to stay single, and it's not just a temporary phase. They are opting out of marriage and committed relationships, embracing the single life as a permanent lifestyle choice. As the modern dating landscape continues to shift, men are waking up to the realization that they don't need to conform to outdated norms. They're taking the red pill, and in many cases the black pill, and choosing to focus on their own personal growth and development. Thanks for watching Man Reacts. Show us your love and support by liking this video, sharing it with your friends, and subscribing to the channel. Support us and help us spread support for men around the world. Do comment and share your thoughts. We're always up for a healthy debate and discussion.